the Thursday Drivers' Press Conference from Singapore. Joining us in part two, we have Kevin Magnussen of Haas, Daniel Ricciardo of Red Bull, and Lance Stroll from Williams. Kevin, start with you. Good record here with points on your previous two visits. You and Romain both look good in Monaco as well. So is there some optimism at Haas this weekend, especially given the tight midfield points battle that you're in?
Yeah, I'm quite positive about the weekend, but to compare with Monaco was quite okay for us, but a lot of things have changed since then. Other teams have been developing. So have we, but it's difficult to say if we're going to be as competitive. But we'll see. I'm positive.
We talked in part one of the press conference about the importance of qualifying here in Singapore. Amazingly, you're the only non-Sauber driver yet to reach Q3, and not without engine penalties, I mean. So presumably that's a massive priority for you this weekend.
Yeah, it is. We've had the pace a couple of times, but just had some issues with the car and reliability problems that meant the times that we actually were strong enough to do it, we didn't do it. So yeah, it's not something I think about too much. It's more the points that count for me, but it is something that I would like to happen. But I'll let it happen when it does.
Okay, thank you for that. Daniel, coming to you, new Go Faster haircut, is it?
It's pretty aerodynamic.
Good.
I won't take the top off.
We'll see it in due course.
It's a bird's nest up there.
Front row of the grid, the last 2 years here at Singapore, last 3 years on the podium. Does the car you have this year allow you to dream of more than that?
I think so. I believe so. We've certainly got stronger and stronger, and I think the high downforce circuits this year we've been pretty good, but getting better. I think also looking at the last race on the low downforce circuit, we had really good pace on the Sunday, which was, I guess, a little surprise to us. So, yeah, with that, coming here with a few updates as well, we should be there. It doesn't seem like these sort of circuits this year are a strength of Mercedes either, so I think it can bring, Ferrari and us really in that battle. So it's going to be, I hope at least, it's going to be a tight and exciting one.
And looking ahead to 2018 and the question of progress, what progress will satisfy you next year?
We want to win and win more. We've fortunately got one this year. I believe we can win another, and then obviously next year to start accumulating more and obviously fight for a title. That's what we really want. So we're certainly going in that direction. Particularly since if I look back at Melbourne, that feels like another season ago. That was, we're in a completely different position. So progress has been good. I think we got to keep that going till Abu Dhabi and then make another step across the winter to start strong, for 2018.
Okay, thanks for that. Lance, coming to you, youngest ever front row starter in Monza last time out, and a solid run to 7th from there. How did you enjoy life in the fast lane, and was 7th the maximum?
Well, I enjoyed the weekend. It was a really solid weekend. Saturday, Sunday. I think especially Saturday, that was really the highlight of the weekend, if you ask me. In the wet with a bit of opportunity. We really pulled it out of the bag, and that was great. So I enjoyed that. I don't think 7th was the maximum, no. I think 5th was possible with the pace we had. Unfortunately, I got squeezed by Lewis at the start, so I had to back out, and then I was kind of boxed in, and Esteban managed to get around the outside of me. So that wasn't perfect. And then again, the pit stop took, I think it was 4.4 seconds. So mathematically, we were supposed to get in front of Esteban, or at least have a shot side by side coming out of the pit exit, but that didn't happen, and on top of it, we lost a position to Kimi. So it wasn't a perfect race. We were pretty compromised, being stuck behind Esteban throughout the whole race. But at the end, that is racing. You do face adversity. So it was still a great result, and if we could continue scoring solid points like that, and P7s, P8s till the end of the year, I think we'll be really happy as a team.
On some tracks this year, you've been right there from the get-go. Is that just a question of feeling, or is it something more technical than that? And from what you know of Singapore, do you think this is likely to be another one?
It's a bit of both. it's a combination of driving, feeling, and the car as well. I don't know here at Singapore. I mean, it's a bit different everywhere. Generally, yeah. Like I quite enjoy street circuits, Monaco, Baku. It's fun when you know there's a consequence if you make mistakes. I think it makes it a bit more exciting. Obviously, it's frustrating when you do hit the wall and stuff. I'm not saying that, but I quite like the buzz of being close to walls and the whole rhythm you have to get into on a street circuit. It's always good fun. So I'm looking forward to driving around here. Hopefully the car can be competitive this weekend. I know it's not exactly our kind of track. You know, we've seen over the course of the season low downforce, long straights, you know, slower corners. That's really been our strength, and higher downforce we've really struggled. So but I'm positive that with the whole team and everyone, we've thought of solutions to improve that for this weekend, and we just got to do what we do and see what happens.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Let's throw it open to the floor. Please give us your name and your publication. Who's got the first one for us this afternoon?
Rick Spekenbrink for Algemeen Dagblad. A question for all three of you. What challenges or difficulties does a night race bring to you, and do you prefer it over daytime racing?
Daniel, why don't you start?
It doesn't really change too much in terms of, the visibility here is really good, and I mean some areas maybe the light is a tiny bit more dim than others, but it's fine, and I think obviously during the night here it's cool with all the city, the lights and all that. It makes quite a spectacle. So, I think if we did the race in the day, it probably would lose some of that. So I'm happy driving here at night, and I don't think you're compromised with visibility anywhere. It's pretty well lit.
Kevin?
Yeah, same. Not a big difference.
And Lance, you've done a bit of day-night driving already, but what are you looking forward to?
My only experience under the lights was in Bahrain, and I didn't do too many laps in that Grand Prix. So no, it should be really cool under the lights, and the city all lit up. I think everyone really gets into it. So looking forward to it.
Okay, next one.
Seth Hartnett, Zero Zone News. This question's for Daniel. Daniel, earlier this year, at the beginning of the year, you released a clothing line of yours that you designed and for the Australian Grand Prix. And I had a question of wondering how's it going? Can you give us an update on it? And do you plan to expand on it? And I'll even ask you two, have you ever thought about sort of aspirations of other avenues of clothing, fashion design, to expand upon as athletes?
Thanks for mentioning it. I'll give you a free hoodie if you want one. We kind of seen over the last couple years, call it, there was a few requests coming in, I guess, from fans. Will we ever bring out something for some fan merchandise, and away from kind of team stuff as well, and something just more personal for a fan. So we just decided to do like kind of a basic range for now and just keep it simple and see how it goes, and so far it's going good. I've got some fans, which is nice. We'll see. If obviously there's demand, we'll expand it and create some more different, unique, probably more fashionable items. But it was just to kind of keep it pretty simple for now and see how we kind of a real entry level and see how it goes. But it's cool. Today I saw some guys wearing the t-shirts and the hats, and it's fun. So, yeah. What color do you like? I'll hook you up. It's all right.
Kevin?
Yeah, could do something. At one point, I've seen, I see a lot of Danish people at the tracks always, I recently had an interview that. Some people created T-shirts with a quote from that interview, and
what was the quote?
I can't even remember.
We've all forgotten.
No.
You don't remember it? You sure?
Yeah. Do you? Okay. So I'm not gonna produce any of those T-shirts, but could do something different.
And Lance, what about you? There's a fair bit of clothing knowledge in your family, isn't there?
Yeah, no, I mean, right now it's,
Designs.
yeah, I don't think so. Maybe down the line, play by ear. Right now I'm good with my Williams fashion. It's good at the racetrack, but we'll see, play by ear, and you never know.
Okay, next one.
Graham Harris, Motorsport Monday, motorsportweek.com. Question for all three of you. Liberty are starting to engage much more on a digital basis and their own digital platforms. Coming to social media for drivers, to the three of you, how heavily are you involved in social media? Do you do your own tweets? Are you actively involved? And do you see it as a way to engage fans and bring new fans, younger fans, into the sport in the future?
I think you all do. Lance?
I'm not on Twitter, so I mean, I'm all about the fans. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I try to stay out of some of the noise, you know, in this world. But for sure, you know, I like Instagram and stuff. You post a picture, people get to see what you're getting up to. That's always nice. But for sure, to expand Formula One across the world and you know, and yeah, and give a bit of you know, of a view to the fans of what's going on. It's always nice. So it's about balancing it out, I guess.
How about you, Daniel? Seen a growth in reach and traction?
Yeah, it's been good. I agree. I think it's a balance. Everyone's, the good thing about it is, yeah, we control it. I control my pages, and we can put out what we want and keep what we want. So that's a good thing. We do control it, and some are doing more into their personal life than others. I think it's good to keep some mystery still as well, not show everyone everything, but yeah, I did something in Spa, like a time lapse of the race day in my driver room, so I'm sure hardly anyone had even seen my driver room before, so that gave them a little insight, and you know, it's not giving away anything, but it's just something unique. I like what F1 did in Monza. I think they put the GoPro on Lewis's champagne bottle and, you know, sprayed that in, so that was like a driver's point of view of what standing on the podium's like. So little things like this, you know, even for me watching it, I was like, that's really cool. So I can imagine a fan watching that. It's pretty awesome. So I think they're doing great things, and I think it's only going to get better. And you know, for us personally, as long as we stay in control of our own things, then I don't think there's anything wrong with it or any danger of it getting out of hand. So I think it's pretty good.
Kevin?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's been a change for the good in what F1 is giving to the fans on social media, etc. And I think that's very good.
Okay, next one. Any more? Thank you. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Good luck in this weekend's